Good afternoon and welcome to today's mindfulness session. So please take a few moments to get yourself comfortable in your seat. And as always, just a reminder that although I want you to be comfortable and relaxed, I don't want you to be falling asleep either. So we need to be relaxed, but also alert, because this is a practice where we make a gentle effort just to stay alert and take in the information. So setting a comfortable seat is really important. So whether you decided to sit in the chair or on the floor or on the settee, really doesn't matter. But I'd just like you to make sure that you can sit evenly into your sitting bones. So your buttocks and your sitting bones are just evenly settled onto the surface, so you're not tipped to one hip or the other. Your feet can touch the surface, the floor, or whatever they're touching comfortably. If they don't, you might put some books or blocks or fold up a blanket, put them underneath your feet. So feet touching the surface, so your legs aren't sort of dangling in space. Buttocks and sitting bones comfortably resting on the surface. Hands also resting comfortably on your legs, in your lap, on the arms of the chair. Maybe they're resting on the desk in front of you. Allow the elbows to bend in comfortably in towards your sides so your shoulders can relax down away from the ears. So just giving your body parts, a reasonable amount of support so that your spine can be upright, the front of the spine open and receptive for the front of the body. So the rest of the body supported and comfortable. Head just floats up effortlessly on top of the spine. So try not to let the head drop down because you'll soon go into sleep mode. So making just enough effort to keep the head softly floating up, front of the body open and receptive, shoulders relaxed and down, and the rest of the body supported on the surface. And then rest your eyes. Soften your gaze, so there's nothing to see here, so you can allow your eyes to become half open or a quarter open or close completely. Just a softness settling over the eyes. So you can turn your mind's eye inwards to yourself. So aware of your body sitting. Notice if there's any unnecessary frowning going on in the forehead. The muscles in the forehead relax a little. Any clenching in the jaws, how can you just let your jaws relax? A little bit of space between the top teeth and the bottom teeth. But the lips are lightly touching, tongue resting comfortably. So a soft, light head and face, shoulders relaxing down away from the ears. Hands comfortably resting, feet touching the surface. Buttocks, sitting bones resting comfortably. And then begin your awareness of your breathing. Just allowing yourself to breathe so we can exaggerate the breath for a few rounds. So taking slightly fuller breaths in and softer, longer breath out. So you're just allowing your body to breathe, so consciously breathing in, feel your body expanding as your lungs fill up with air. And as you breathe out, the air escapes out of the body softly and gently and slowly. And just be with your breath for 10 seconds or so. Now bring your awareness back in again, but just noticing your breathing, breathing in and breathing out. Let your breath be your focus for a few more seconds. And then just one more really conscious breath, just aware that you're breathing. And then allow your breath just to settle back into itself again. Let it just be quiet and effortless in the background, like it usually is. So in mindfulness, we often use our different senses to remain present. Because mindfulness is just simply being present, finding something that you can focus on that is in the here and now, that prevents us just sort of drifting off into the future with our plans and our worries, or phasing back into the past with our memories and conversations. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that. We all do it most of the day. But our mindfulness practice is consciously and intentionally being right here, right now. And tuning into our senses are a really good way because our senses are always present. So, of course, we got the sense of sight, sense of hearing, taste, smell, and of course, touch. And touch is probably one of the senses that you can use mostly in any situation, wherever you are, whoever you're with, just a sense of touch. So we're going to go through all the parts of the body that are touching something else. So again, notice where your feet are touching the surface, which parts of the feet are touching something else. Notice the parts of the legs that are touching something else, the surface. Which parts of the legs can you feel in contact with something else? The buttocks and the sitting bones. Contact of your hand on the surface. Which part of the hand? The back of the hand, the palm of the hands, or the outer or inner edges? How many of the fingers are touching something else? You don't really have to count, it's just noticing. And do the upper arms touch your body at all, or are they held out away from your body? Again, just noticing. Is the back touching something? Maybe you're resting up against the backrest of the chair, or maybe you're sitting upright and supported. So your back isn't touching something, and just being aware of that. Notice the touch of your upper and lower lips. Notice where your tongue is touching in the mouth. Does it touch your teeth? Or the roof of the mouth, the bottom jaw? Where is your tongue touching? What is it touching? And you sense the touch of your eyelids over your eyeballs. Can you get the sense of your clothes touching your body, the material of your clothes? So start with your socks or shoes if you have them on. Your trousers or your skirt, where do they touch legs, sense of the material, your top, material of your top touching the skin on the upper body, the arms or the shoulders. And also notice the bare parts of the skin and the touch of the air on the bare parts of the skin. The temperature of the air touching the bare parts of the skin. Lots of elements of touch constantly. Tune into, to notice, to be interested in. And then I'd like you to allow one hand, whichever hand is instinctive and natural, allow one hand to softly rest on the top of the head, with the palm of the hand, and just softly rest on the top of the head. So you might sense the hair on the top of the head, or if you haven't got hair, you might sense the skin on the scalp, or if you have a hat or a scarf on. Just notice what your hand is touching there on the top of the head. And let that touch just be soft. So your hand can just pick up the sensations of whatever it is touching, texture, temperature. And then allow the hand to softly rest back down where it came from. But just still notice the top of the head where the hand was touching there. The echo of the touch is still there. And now the other hand, if appropriate, if you can't use it, go back to the original hand, but if possible, the other hand rest on the front of your chest, over your breastbone. So the palm of the hand and the fingers just softly, gently resting on your chest. Keep the shoulder relaxed, the elbow can just sort of bend down and in. And just notice what the hand can pick up there. It might be material of the clothes. You might get a sense of the bones, of the breastbone, the front ribs, the collarbone. Wherever your hand can feel there on your chest. You might even sense the expansion and contraction of the breath. Your lungs breathe inside your chest. Just allow your hand a few moments to pick up whatever it is it can sense through that touch. And then let the hand gently come back down once again, where it came from. With the awareness on the chest, where the hand was, the echo of that touch, soft sensations the hand has left behind. And then allow your original hand to float onto your forehead. So the palm of the hand just resting on the forehead, sort of above the brow. So if you were sort of taking your temperature, just with your hand, not a thermometer, but as if your hand is just checking the temperature of your forehead. So there's a softness. Your hand becomes receptive to the temperature in the forehead, passing between the forehead and the hand, the skin of the forehead, or maybe you can sense hair, you've got a fringe, or maybe you can sense your eyebrows, whatever you can feel, wherever your hand is picking up through that sense of touch, texture, temperature. And allow your forehead to be soothed by the hand. There's the softness that settles from the skin on the forehead through the skull, the forehead, almost into the brain, softening. And then allow the hand to softly return back down to where it came from, just noticing the after effects in the forehead, the sensation that the hand is left behind, and the power of touch to soothe, to heal, comfort. And then the second hand, rest over your belly, on your belly, the roundness of the belly. I know a lot of us have got an unhealthy relationship with belly. So let's just start to make friends there with the belly, the roundness. When we're seated, the belly often feels a lot bigger. You might feel skin roundness. And let your belly relax under the touch of the hand. Let it soften all the muscles on the surface of the belly. Let them relax and soften as if you've just unbuttoned and unzipped a pair of jeans. Just that softness. And allow your hand to pick up once again the sensation of the material, your clothes, or any temperature or warmth is being transmitted from your belly, digestive fire. You might even sense a little bit of movement as you breathe. Maybe your belly expands and becomes a little bigger as you breathe in, and softens, shrinks back inwards as you breathe out. Sense the gentle movement of the belly as you relax it. Allow it to relax. And your friendly hand just saying hello to your belly and all the organs inside of your belly that are functioning to keep you alive. The belly is a precious space. Your body processes toxins so that it can expel those toxins and absorb the nutrients that it needs from the food. So there's a lot of life going on in your belly. So maybe we can just have a little bit of a softer relationship there through touch. And then allow your hand to rest back down where it came from. But again, just noticing the softness in the belly, the gentleness in the chest, the lightness of the forehead, and the sense of the top of the head as well. And the power of touch is to soothe, to heal. And then allow both hands to softly come together into a little prayer position. It's in front of your chest, right hand and left hand in a gentle kiss in a prayer position in front of the heart. And notice the sensation passing between one hand and the other, the temperature, maybe the pulse of the heart at your finger pads. Take a lovely big breath in, feeling your body expand. And as you breathe out, allow your chin to softly come down towards the chest, very gently. Your head bows down, back of the neck lengthens. As you softly open your eyes to look down at your hands, and give your hands a big smile. And if you open your hands as if you're opening a book, Hands open, and you see your hands smiling right back at you. And take that little smile with you into the rest of your day. Thank you. See you next time.